going to use Brady and his Kermit as a visual aid. So you know how this works, right?
Yeah.
So you've got the puppet on, you're right-handed, right? And you've got your hand in the face, right? So you're talking like that, right? So that's the basics of how you do it. And then, of course, sometimes the characters will have these rods on their hands, and you run the hands that way, and you make a move. Now, the most important thing about it is, and we'll give a puppet lesson here, but although I think you're doing pretty well. Do you ever work with a camera?
My iPad. That's the only thing I have.
Yeah, so you can see what you're doing while you do it.
Not necessarily, unless I turn it on selfie mode.
Okay. Well, so I don't know whether we have any other puppeteers, people who are interested in puppetry here per se, but I'll tell you about this software app that I think is free that I just became aware of for your iPad that lets you use, like, you can use the iPhone as the camera, but it Bluetooths down to the iPad so you can see what you're doing. And I think it's free. It's either free or it's just a few dollars. It's not very expensive.
Okay.
So that lets you see what you're doing.
Do you know what the name of it is?
I think it's called Multicam.
Okay.
And but I'll confirm that for you.
Okay, thank you.
So you're very serious about this, I know.
Yes.
Okay. So whenever I'll just tell you how this works. So whenever you're working with the character, what's super important with all the Muppet style characters is how their eyes look directly at the camera. You know how when they're talking to you, when they're looking into the camera, it's as though they're really looking at you?
Yeah, like their eyes are turned in.
Yeah, they're just slightly in, so they're really focused on the camera. Like Kermit now. If he looks at you or me or anybody out there, if he makes eye contact, it's really like he's looking at you, right? And Brady's moving his head in such a way that he really, it's not just the eye focus, it's sort of their mental focus too, right?
Yeah.
It's like he's thinking. And that means when he looks around, he might stop and think about what he's looking at for a second, And he might nod, he might look at it, he might not move at all. He might just sort of stay steady and stare.
Yeah.
So when you start playing with these monitors and these cameras and things like that, if you practice that eye focus thing where you turn and you really look right at the camera, that'll get you used to where he's looking. And then when he looks at other places, it'll be believable also. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I was trying to do it with the camera whenever I was taking a picture with you.
Yeah, exactly. So you pretty well get used to where those eyes are looking, and then that makes them seem more like they're alive.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you. Brady. Great first